G'day, Michael here. This is the inside of what will be an overhead cabinet door that has glass set into it. Now what I do is, of course, cutting out the material. It's a special board designed for polyurethane coating. But producing the rebates and shapes with the router, of course, does produce a radius in these corners. But the glass has to be cut square, so I cut these out by hand with a chisel. Now what's really interesting is you think chisels are chisels, but seriously they are not. This old chisel, which my father would have bought new maybe 50 years ago, I put, in the time that I've had it, which is about 35 years, I put 5 handles on this guy. This is the last handle I made on it, which is out of acetal. And I actually rigged up a special lathe arrangement that allowed me to turn it on 3 different centres. I'm not sure whether you can see the shape there. I'll try and rotate that around. But here we have a classic hand tool solving a problem that's left by modern machinery, computerised router machinery. Now the tool itself, don't know whether it'll show up well, let's see how we go. Erik Anton Berg, Eskilstuna, Sweden. And you can see there's like a fish, or it's almost like a shark to me, but I'm assuming it's a tuna. Okay, so the steel on this is particularly good. Let's get the focus. It's hard. I have some Japanese chisels that are very beautiful for a lot of things, except they're no good for Australian hardwoods, and you certainly wouldn't use it on this hard laminate because they're very prone to actually chipping. This is probably not quite as hard, but it's certainly a lot tougher when it comes to doing this sort of work. Now I've actually done a stack of these doors, which is a lot of edges. There's 3 there so far. And of course this last door, which I'm on my third last corner, as you can see here. So that's a lot of hard work if you've ever tried to chisel laminate and then try to produce a clean cut like that is. You need a sharp chisel, but you also need a very tough edge that doesn't break off at first. And here I have kind of the opposite kind of chisel. This is a chisel I would have bought in the 80s. The edge on this is a Japanese brand at the time also. So I've not been frightened of buying Japanese equipment over the years. Now the handles are designed really, really robust. You can belt them very hard with a hammer, and these handles have not produced any failure whatsoever. They've just worked and worked and worked. On the contrary to the other Japanese chisels I have, these cutting edges are very soft. In fact, I think just too soft for any chisel. And it doesn't allow you to sharpen the chisel to like razor sharp. This chisel allows a good sharpening as well as holding its edge on abusive situations. Now Australian hardwoods are very tough on cutting tools too. And I find my the later Japanese chisels, which were very elite of their kind, which I haven't got them in my presence right now, they're in the van. They're also very prone to breakage on the timber, and so I've also got some other Swedish-made chisels, which are I think Sandvik brand, and they're kind of a little bit softer than this Swedish-made chisel, but they put up with general use a lot better too. So for the kind of chiseling that I do, I've actually found the various different hardness Japanese tools that I've had have not really been well suited to what I do. But the Swedish stuff, some of the English Marples brand chisels, and Stanley have been actually the most applicable material types of all the cutting tools that I've had. So I'm not putting down the Japanese tools because obviously for Japanese timbers, I think they would probably be superior to anything I've got here. But chisels ain't chisels, and it really comes back to what you need to do with your tools. It's more about a matter of fit for purpose rather than which is the best. Best is a very circumstantial term. This is the best for me, but it won't necessarily do the best in other circumstances. Part of the reason why I use this monster chisel here is it gives me a flat surface to refer to when extending out. Well, I'm starting with this round, and so to work along here, the wider face gives me a better reference. I don't know whether it shows up very well. It gives me a better reference in continuing that line. I'm going to do my level best here to show you what I do. I need to work across. There is a lot of hand pressure involved here. It's hard to explain how much pressure there is. Is it still in shot? Yep. Okay. The amount of pressure that's on my fingertips is quite high. I don't know what sort of kilos would be involved, but there would be kilos. As you can see, I have to work my way into the corner. Hopefully I'm not too much in your way. This may look easy, but I'll tell you what, it's not. There's a lot of pressure involved. Okay, let's see what sort of job I've managed to do. That's pretty close. Have a tickle in the corner, and we have one cut out. Well, I hope that's a bit of interest to you. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, ask a question, leave a comment, make a suggestion for another video. Bye for now.